Assalamu alaikum and good evening everyone and Happy New Year. My name is Smitha Khalifa and I work with Talent Development Department in 2454 and Imagination Abu Dhabi. On behalf of the team, I would like to thank you all for joining us today in this workshop about casting with our amazing partner, Miranda Davidson Studios. As a start, I would like to show you this quick video on the collaborations we had together. Thank you so much. And now I'm very happy to introduce our first speaker for the day. His name is Kevin. Kevin is a very talented actor, but up until the last 3 years, Kevin was working in a very senior role in an international oil and gas company. But then one day, he decided to make a change. So Kevin is passionate about everything that is related to movies and everything that goes into making them. And recently, he had this amazing opportunity with the movie Six Underground, where 2454, Abu Dhabi Film Commission, and Miranda Davidson Studios were part of. So now let's hear all about that opportunity from Kevin.
Thanks for the introduction. It's great to be here. I'd been in the oil and gas industry for 23 years, and I decided to get out of that, and I wanted to get into acting. So I got my first opportunity in Star Trek, where although I was just a background extra, I got to see how everything worked and everything moved around. And from there, wanted to do more. So my big chance came for Six Underground, where myself and another colleague on set were personally picked by Michael Bay to do a scene and deliver some lines. So unfortunately, like a lot of things in movies, it ended up on the cutting room floor, but it was the experience that really got everything going and wanted me to get into doing more of it. And that's what I did. So I left the oil and gas industry, and now I've been in acting for 3 years, and I never would have imagined the amount of success I've had in movies, film, commercials, even a music video. So I thank 2454 and Miranda Davidson Studios for giving me those opportunities. I hope all of you have the same, if not more success than I've had, but more importantly, have fun along the way. Now, up next, this lady needs absolutely no introduction, especially from me. 5 Hollywood movies, 2 local films, and over 80 commercials. So my friend, my colleague, and truly an inspiration. Take it away, Arzu.
Oh my God, I don't know what to say, Kevin. Thank you so much for your motivationing and your beautiful speech. And thank you for your introduction for me. I'm really flattered. Hi, everyone. My name is Arzu Neuwirth. I'm from Germany. I'm 32 years and I'm a mommy of a 1-year-old baby boy. I came to the UAE almost 7 years ago, and when I moved to the UAE, I already had an acting experience and education. And I thought, hey, it can't be that hard to find my way into what I love. Honestly saying, the first year wasn't easy. I didn't know anyone here sharing the same love and passion of acting. And trust me, this job lives with knowing people and sharing experience and knowledge. On top of being a newie here, my English wasn't the greatest. So I had to learn English and I had to keep moving. But my first big success here, thanks to Miranda Davidson Studios, I was able to be part of the first Hollywood movie, Star Trek Beyond. I will never forget the experience and friendships I have from the shooting. We still have our little WhatsApp groups with the Trekkies, and few Trekkies became really close friends. So this is how I started, and I built my CV from there. Also, what helped me a lot was to join Miranda's acting classes. This is one of the best school experiences I ever had. We had so much fun in every class. We supported each other, we celebrated together, and we even cried together. You never stop learning something about acting. When I watch a movie and a TV show, I try to see special movements, habits of the character, and try to understand why he uses the way he talks or walks to understand the character. So I could talk forever about acting because this is truly what I love. But I will end my speech now with the most motivating slogan Miranda gave me. Dreams do come true. And yes, she was right. You just have to believe in it and work hard to reach your goals. I will go ahead and talk about the house rules before I introduce our next guest. Please make sure your microphones are on mute. Please ask any questions and comments in the chat box. This is all about connecting and learning so we can encourage to the chat box with each other. Because we have hundreds of people who have joined us all over the world today, I'm sure you have all many questions. I will take all your questions from the chat and we get as many as possible answered. So about our new next guest, Miranda Davidson Studios has been coaching actors and casting in the Middle East for over 10 years. She has worked for Warner Brothers Pictures in Los Angeles and cast blockbusters such as Fast and Furious, Star Trek Beyond, and worked on films with actors like Brad Pitt and Ryan Reynolds. Most importantly, her company, Miranda Davidson, and Learning Beyond Borders has given more opportunities to talents in the Middle East than any other. And again, with her beautiful words, dreams do come true, I hand over to my mentor and good friend, Miranda Davidson. Oh, just a very important information. Before you get started now, go on the upper right corner on your Zoom and go on views and select the speaker, the view of the speaker. And if you check the chat box right now, we will send you a link about all the informations which you're about to hear. Enjoy.
Well, there we go. I gotta tell you guys, listening to Arzu and Kevin speak, I don't know if you guys can see, I'm starting to tear up and get emotional because we really do have a community. Anyone that's here tonight that's worked with us, we connect, we share, like she says, we laugh, we cry, we just really hold each other's hands. And that's what I get pleasure doing, is being able to give a little bit of my experience to other people, and at least, even if it, whether it's big or small, whether it's being an extra on set or going on to be a film director or a, Hollywood actress, I just really enjoy knowing that people like you guys have maybe done something that you dreamed of thanks to our work. So I'll try and pull it together and we'll talk a little business now. So I hope you guys all got the PDF that was sent. And that's really, the PDF is sent so you guys can, after I talk and after you get all this information, I don't know about you, but it's hard to store in my brain. So I figured I would put it into a PDF for you guys, and you could have it to take home with you. The first thing I want to say is, in this day and age, we have the internet. There is no better time to be an actor or a filmmaker than now. You have filmmaking devices in your hands if you have a smartphone. You can audition in England, in Saudi, in Los Angeles, all from your home. So we have an online portal, which you will see, called MirandaDavidsonStudios.com. The first thing you want to do is go register on our portal, or there's other international portals you want to register on. And the first tool I call it the talent toolbox. So we want to start helping you build that talent toolbox. And if you look in the PDF, now you guys, whether you're an extra or you're an actor, seriously, for the love of God, please look at that PDF and look at what not to do. I don't want Snapchat filters. I don't want sunglasses or hats or, hair like this. I need to see your face. When I cast, or anybody casts, the first thing they look at is your headshot. If I'm looking for 1930s Italian gangster, I can't see if you got hat on and sunglasses, right? If I'm looking for, a young ingenue, or I'm currently casting a huge film in Saudi Arabia that we're looking for a warrior princess. If you have so much filtering on and so much makeup on, I can't see what you look like. I'll never even make it to know your acting skill. So please take a look at that PDF. A headshot, look, what you do in your personal life, if you go around with no makeup, or you go around as in a lot of makeup, that's your personal life, but this is a professional tool. And if you see the kind of makeup I'm wearing today for you ladies out there, just nice and clean makeup. If you're going to do a picture and but this is for men and women, if you have a blemish, by all means, Photoshop it out. But if I'm in my 40s, keep some of your lines. If I'm casting a 45-year-old mom and your picture looks like you're 18, you're never gonna even get through the door, and vice versa. I'm gonna be upset if I think I cast an 18-year-old and you're 75, or whatever. So a headshot should be the best version of you. All right, don't go crazy. And I really want to address really quickly this unrealistic idea of beauty. And especially, I have to say, movies have changed. Yes, should you maintain your health? Absolutely. Should you maintain your looks? Absolutely. But when I start seeing these beautiful people that I cast one day, and the next day I see them and they've, done their chest the size of my head, and their lips are the size of Donald Duck, and I can't even see their smile because their face doesn't move. And I literally just did a huge casting in Saudi Arabia, and I had to say to girls, can you move your eyebrows for me, please? We want to cast real people. I really just want to drive that home for both men and women. Yes, looks have something to do with it, but looks more have to do with the role. Right now, we're casting this huge blockbuster in Abu Dhabi. Super excited. You guys can log on to MirandaDavidsonStudios.com and you can apply if you're in the UAE, or if you're going to come to the UAE during that time. And, just to be on set, I have to, every background extra and every actor has been handpicked. My husband laughs at me because I'll stop movies and say, see that guy? See that guy back there? We pick you out. You have to get approved. You get put through hair and makeup. You get put through wardrobe. You get props. No matter how big or small your role is, there is a process to go through, and we want to give you the best chance possible. So headshots is the first thing you want to start with. Now, the next thing you might want to do is, and you might not have anything on your resume. You might have, the only thing you did was a school play or a YouTube video. When you do your biography, the biography is a professional biography. So if you see ever my biography, I have 20 years of work, but I don't put all 20 years. I put just the good stuff in the top. I put the best of what I do in the beginning of my biography. Now, if you only have one thing to talk about, just put 2 sentences. That's okay. In all due respect, nobody wants to know about your childhood dreams of being an actor and how your mom put you in the play. And, this, you have to understand, this is a profession. You wouldn't go to a job interview, and have a bad attitude. That goes to like casting tips. Just think of it like a job interview. And personally, and I'm sure these guys will tell you the same, it's one of the best darn jobs you can have, in my opinion. You know, you want to go in, you want to be kind, you want to be professional, you want to be on time. If there's lines that you have to read, try to know your lines. As a casting director, we're on your side. We want you to get the job. We are your teammate. I know it seems intimidating. I know when you have the lights on you and you feel you're being judged, but take a deep breath. I always tell everyone, if everyone can do this actually right now, is close your eyes and put your hand on your stomach and just take a deep breath in slowly and exhale out. We'll do one more. We'll all do it together. And exhale out. Do you guys feel a calm coming over you? You do that a few more times right before you go into a casting room and just ground yourself into your breath. Go in and you do the best job you can. And you know what? That's all you can do. If you feel you did the best job you can and you walk out that door, we call it leaving it in the room. You leave it in the room. You know, sometimes, you know, we have, you know, multiple great actors and we got to make a choice. And it might not mean that you were bad, it just means that we had to make a choice. That's all. So try the best you can not to get intimidated in the casting room. Casting directors, no matter where you're from, I mean, especially if you're in a big market like, you know, London or Paris or New York or Los Angeles, we're under extreme amounts of pressure. We're working very fast. We're seeing hundreds of people. You know, I try to always be polite, and not every casting director is, but we probably haven't eaten. We probably actually, while we're doing this, I can see 2454 actually calling me about the film we're on. My phone's blowing up as we're talking. You know, when you're in a casting room, you know, you've got a lot of pressure. So you as the actor, come in and be professional and be polite. No one should ever be rude to you. No one should ask you to do anything that's outside your moral values, but just be professional. So the next thing I want to talk about is show reels. I hope I'm not talking too fast. It's all in the PDF. Sorry, guys. The next thing I want to talk about is show reels. So show reels, what you saw at the beginning of this presentation is my company's show reel. So, you know, I'm not an actress, but we're a casting company. So we show, it's our CV put in video format, if that makes sense. So you would splice together your best work. You want to keep it under 3 minutes. 3 minutes is a long time in this day and age to watch somebody's show reel. If you only have one thing to put on there, I'd rather you put one good 30-second or 60-second clip than everything you ever did. And you put me to sleep and I click, you know, people will watch for, you know, maybe 10 seconds. And if you don't grab a casting director right away, they're on to the next one. So if you don't have any material, the best thing I suggest is work on 2 one-minute monologues. One comedic and one dramatic, preferably. Could be one classic and one modern. But again, keep each one down to 1 minute. Time works like this in everyone's life, and film, it really works like this. In fact, I just had a meeting today with a guy who does locations with 2450 working on this film. And we were talking today. When you do a film, somebody comes to you, let's say when we did Fast and the Furious. I think Fast budget was like 160 million or something like that, give or take. So it kind of happens like this. So we've got $160 million and there's, you know, a handful of producers. Now you need to hire, when you watch those credits, those are hundreds of people that are employed. That doesn't count all the extras, which are another hundreds and sometimes thousands. So you have to build a company. When you start with 12 people and $160 million to do an epic film like that, and you got to hire people, you got to find locations, there's so much going on. Every second counts. I don't know any other industry that has to build a company that fast. So the quicker we can get through your material and go, yep, I want to see him. Yep, I want to see her. Call her in. We'll probably never make it to the end of your show reel unless it's really great. So I could go on and on about those. So you can always ask questions in the chat if there's something that wasn't clear. And then last but not least, I really want to talk about getting involved. Get involved any way you can. Get involved. If you have a local theater production, get involved. If you can be an extra on set, get involved. A few things I want to talk about at 2454. They have the Arab Film Studio. Arab Film Studio is a 9-month program. You have to apply to it and you have to be accepted. It's completely free. I mean, where else are you gonna get to go to film school for free? So if you go to, it's all in the PDF, Arab Film Studio. They are currently a little bit dormant or quiet right now because of COVID. Like everything else, things are moving a little slower than normal. But go ahead and go to the website and apply for their film school if you're interested in filmmaking. We have Creative Labs at 2454. I love this place. Again, the facility right now is closed because of COVID, but I've actually lectured a lot at Creative Lab for free. Guys, this is for free. Nowhere else you're gonna find this. They have editing suites. They have online classes you can take. They have job opportunities. Again, it's in the PDF. I'm just so enthusiastic because, you know, I come from America and places like Los Angeles and New York, and you have to pay a lot of money to get these kind of resources, and they are at your fingertips here. So they have their new facilities they're building, I believe, are going to have some studios, and like I said, they're just, you just can't learn enough. Absorb all that you can. Also 2454. So those of you that are looking to come to UAE or a UAE resident, I have had my company at 2454 for about 5 years. I'm also able to use the 2454 license in Saudi Arabia. I'm also casting one of the largest films to ever be shot in Saudi Arabia. So you guys will see me in Saudi again. I think some of our Saudi friends are here today. So 2454 has a freelance license as well as a business license. If you want freedom, you want to hold your own visa, you are a makeup artist, you're an actor, you want to start your own company. 2454, and I'm not just saying this because I actually physically live in Dubai. I don't have to be at 2454. Their service is unmatched. The community, we're doing this with 2454. This poster behind me, War Machine, I did that with 2454. So any of you guys looking into freelance licenses, and today I just want to give you guys as much resources as I can to get involved. They have an internship program. We put a link for internships. I don't care if you're, a teenager or you're a grandma. Get involved in an internship program. I mean, I had 8 interns with me this summer during COVID. I have an intern working with me right now. I'm hiring her on the movie. The first person I'm gonna hire is a good working intern. The first person I'm gonna recommend is somebody I've worked with before. If you're new in the business or you wanna learn, you're gonna have to work for free sometimes in the beginning, but you're gonna get knowledge and you're gonna make relationships. There's nothing better than somebody that shows up on time, is hardworking and willing to learn. You guys are golden, because trying to find people that will work hard and show up on time seems to be a dying breed. The last thing I wanted to say is, of course, MirandaDavidsonStudios.com. If you go there and you register, I want to tell you guys sometimes, so they're going to make you click a confirmation link. If you have any problems, you can email us. But some people forget to click the confirmation link. If you have any issues, just email us. If for some reason you have problems registering. If you have any questions about what to put on your resume or anything, we're always here to answer your questions. And last but not least, we have some online classes that will be starting up in March on Learning Beyond Borders. It's lbb-studios.com. I have pre-recorded videos. I'm teaching how to break down a monologue and the real deal. I'm teaching about the business. I'm going to talk about contracts for those of you guys that want to know about contracts. I know it's boring, but you should learn. So I'm doing a breaking into the business on there. I'm doing a casting workshop on there. And I'm also doing a public speaking workshop. So we'll have those launched probably in March. And if all goes well in the land of COVID, you'll see me throughout UAE, and you will see me back in Saudi Arabia in probably the Tabuk area. for those of you that are in the northern province, and I'll be in Jeddah, and I will also be in Riyadh. And maybe we'll add dates in Taif, but I'm not sure yet. So, whew, that was a lot of information. So I hope you guys, I hope I didn't talk too fast. I hope the PDF helps. And let's get some questions and answers.
I have a question. Can I ask?
Yeah, who's asking?
Yeah, me. So you said that you're working on a project in Saudi. Can you give us a bit more details about that project?
Sure. And I just want to say this just because are we doing this where we're asking the chats in the chat?
No.
It's fine if you didn't. If we have 100 people talking, I will answer question 1 second, but I think we have someone moderating. So in Saudi, so we were just prepping it, and we were supposed to be shooting next month. But as you know, if you're in Saudi, I was in Saudi when the borders got closed. So I think I was the last of the crew that was supposed to go on vacation that was in Riyadh when the borders got closed. So I know both the movie we're doing, and there's a couple other films, but we're doing this big, I can't say too much about it, but it's the largest film to be shot out of Saudi. It will be in English, and we will probably start shooting in fall. But as of now, it's not, confirmed dates because we've shifted everything because of COVID. I will probably start casting it, if I were to guess, probably looking at June. We'll start working on the casting. But that will be, some of it's up there still because we had it up there from before. We will start posting some of those roles, and I'll start at least looking at things probably early on as soon as I know the dates.
Okay, thank you very much.
In the beginning, thank you for hosting us. Thank you for everything. I just want to ask, what if I'm Egyptian and live in Egypt? What if I got accepted from you or from the 2454 company? Or should I go by myself to Dubai or UAE, or you will host me?
So it all depends. We're doing all the background for this blockbuster right now. You would come on your own ticket. Now, for instance, I'm casting the Saudi movie. If you applied for or any movie that I cast that you applied for a role, depending on budgets, if we accepted you, you would do an online casting. We would request a video casting, and then we would pay for your flights and accommodations. So it all just depends. Usually for extra work, people fly themselves in. We don't need to fly people in. But for a role, we would cast you virtually, like we're doing, kind of like now, but we would hold a casting session virtually, and we would fly you in if you booked the role and put you up. Yes.
Everyone, only ask your questions in the box, please. I will point out the questions now for Miranda. Otherwise, it's too crowded, okay? So I will just point out the questions for Miranda with your name, and she will answer them for you, okay? Please ask the questions in the box. So Miranda, there is one question for you. I will just repost it in our chat. It's from Arman. And how does one develop their acting portfolio and probably progress from an extra to getting a more sustainable role in a movie?
Great. That's a great question. I can't say this enough, you guys. And I can go story after story. Especially if you're in a smaller market, it is challenging, but make your own projects. A good story is, does anyone know the Sylvester Stallone story where he wrote Rocky and he refused to sell the script? Matt Damon and, what's his friend's name? Ben Affleck. They wrote Good Will Hunting and said, we won't sell it unless we're in it. There was a guy here in UAE, he's Jordanian, and oh my gosh, I just thought he's like my hero. He got people together and he started writing and shooting his own stuff and rallied a group together and started making movies, and now he's in LA and he's a working actor. Another girl that we had, a Lebanese girl, same thing. So it's hard for any actor, even in a developed market. It's the typical, even in the working world. Well, we're not going to hire you unless you have experience. Well, how do I get experience if you don't give me experience? So create your own opportunities the best you can. And we will soon, hopefully Kevin will be joining our team more full-time, and we will start doing some stuff that's more community organizing and doing some short movies and things to give actors more opportunity.
Okay, so another question which is asked a lot is, when will be the casting for the movie in Abu Dhabi?
You can apply right now. So go to MirandaDavidsonStudios.com, register, or you can follow us on our Instagram, and you will see the link. It'll say casting extras for major blockbuster movie. You would have to either be located in UAE or willing to bring yourself to UAE for this in particular movie. But yep, you can register online. We're looking now. If you don't register by next week, we might be full.
Okay, another interesting question maybe for a lot of people is, what if we have no previous experience?
In regards to this particular movie, or just generally speaking?
I think this question was asked a lot, so I think maybe you answer both. Okay.
So for extra work, you don't usually need any experience. And in fact, I think it's great. You know, a lot of people come do extra work. I have big VPs of big companies that come do extra work. In fact, I don't know if you guys know this, the King of Jordan, before he was king, he was on Star Trek as an extra because he was such a fan of Star Trek. So not the Star Trek I did before. And so if you have no experience, you know, get on to extra work. But now how to gain experience, get into a class, get into a theater group, and you'll start, and Arzu will tell you, you just start building your skill set and you meet people. Whenever people go to LA, I haven't lived in LA for a decade. You know, before COVID, I used to go back every year. And I tell people, when you go to LA, get into an acting class because those people are on the ground. They know what's going on. So get into a class, find your community, find your people, and just kind of start working from there.
Yeah, this is the perfect ending for the next question about your acting classes. So for minors, how do I do it if I'm still at school, and when do they start, and how do I register for your acting classes?
Great. So we haven't announced the tour dates yet because, again, COVID's shifted everything. We were supposed to go on tour last year, right before COVID. So you can go to lbb-studios.com. The link is in the PDF, and maybe we can put it in the chat as well if you guys have it. And you can just, there's a link, you sign up. And I think it says that it was in November, but I'm relaunching classes in March. When I do the tour, we will post the tour there as well. So Learning Beyond Borders is the name of the company, and it's lbb-studios.com. And it's in that PDF file that we sent.
Next question. I think Miranda answered this before, but again, should we put pictures only or also videos in our profile?
So that's a really good question. So again, this is a business. I mean, if you look at the people online, I spent all summer long with a team of 8 interns calling everybody to try my best to get everyone's stuff fixed. This is not a social media platform. You guys, you drive me crazy out there. Your main picture should be your headshot. The other pictures you have, do they tell something more about your skill set? Are they adding value? If you do Kung Fu, you know, or kickboxing, and you got a great picture of you kickboxing, by all means, put it there. But don't put every cute picture that your mom took, you know, with a Snapchat filter. So the answer is, your main picture should be your headshot. Additional pictures should only be enough to forward your professional career, and video, you want to create, like I said, a show reel. Now that's an important question. Your show reel, for those of you that are YouTubers out there and actors, those should be separate show reels. If you've done a lot of commercials and you've done a couple movies, make those separate show reels. If you have 1 million YouTube videos, don't put it on there. Put just your best ones, and then you can put like the YouTube link in there somewhere, or, you know, you can put on your YouTube, follow me at, but, you know, we even have a place for social media links, but don't put everything on there. You don't want people sifting through everything. We want to see the best of you. So pictures and videos, just the best stuff.
Okay, so many questions are coming in right now. I'm really trying to select an interesting one for maybe more people. This is one, do you guys request stunt coordinator or performance? Because he's really asking again and again. I think we need to answer that.
Yeah. What's the question about sound coordinators?
Do you guys request stunt coordinators and performers? Stunt.
Yeah, so sometimes we get a requirement for stunts. Yes, is the answer. A lot of times they fly in from outside, but yes, we do get requests for stunts, absolutely. And stunt coordinators as well. You know, we don't do a ton of film here, so it's not like every film doesn't require stunts, but we do get it. Like on 6 Underground, we got a request for it, and yes, we did have stunts.
I have checked the website and the premium profile cost. Is that including preparing the showreel? I have mixed materials between YouTube and TVCs, but I need support on that showreel.
Great. So the answer is no, it does not. If you email us, however, at info@mirandadavidsonstudios.com, we just haven't put it up yet, our showreel services. And we'll do a consult with you. Someone from the team will say, okay, what material do you have? What are your goals? How can we help edit this? You know, we'll work with you creatively to make sure and advise you what we think is the best way, and we can cut your show reel. We can price that out for you.
Okay. Are you ready for the next question?
Yep, I'm ready.
Can I apply for an internship if I'm underaged? Phil is asking.
Well, it depends how old you are and what we're doing. I don't know. That's maybe a Mathic question. I would email you again. It's in the PDF. Can we resend that PDF, William, just to make sure everyone got it, or somebody, can you send that link? Somebody's going to put a link in the chat if you didn't get it, and there's actually a place you can apply for internships. I don't think that if you're 12, probably not, but possibly 16 maybe. We've hired, we've had 16-year-old interns before, so I guess it just depends.
Okay. It's a lot of questions coming in. I think this one is maybe interesting. How could an actor with hearing impairment prepare for an audition? And is there any reasonable adjustments while auditing actors?
Great. So, if I'm honest, there isn't a lot of roles for people with hearing impairments. There isn't a lot of roles for like special needs and things like that. And unfortunately and I don't agree with it. But I think that the best thing to do to prepare is, like I said, is to start making your own stuff and show that you need a seat at the table. And one of the best things, and I talk about this in Breaking Into the Business, and this goes for all kinds of discrimination, whether you're talking racial discrimination, gender discrimination, or some sort of impairment. You see, especially in America, and with women in the African American community and people with disabilities that are really fighting for those roles. So the best thing I can say is learn to make your own work. Does it exist out there? Yes, but it is smaller and it is challenging. I have to be honest.
Mm-hmm. Okay, next question. Do you do auditions for performers like singers, dancers?
Yeah, we do some event stuff, but we're linked up with a lot of events companies. If you are a singer or a dancer performer, definitely post your stuff, because even if we don't have something, we recommend to people. People call me constantly for things that we don't cast directly, but we recommend talent.
Okay, so always I'm getting the question about the internship. I'm sure you will have a lot of new interns soon. They want to know more about your internship work.
Great. So the internship program is predominantly through 2454. Again, if anyone from 2454 is still on the line, can we share that link in the chat, how people can apply for internships? Through Miranda Davidson Studios, we kind of do our internships ad hoc, sort of when we need, and we go by recommendations. We have a process you have to go through. You can email the info@mirandadavidsonstudios.com. And I'm definitely, when we go to Saudi, when I go back to Saudi, I really want to encourage you guys as well, because I will be looking for interns there as well. And to my friends in Egypt, Egypt's got to be the next spot. So email me and I'll come down. I'm game. Let's do it.
Another question, which is also interesting, is, are there any roles for pregnant ladies?
Well, funny you should say that. I am also producing a documentary on autism, but one of the roles that we're looking for, we haven't posted it yet because we haven't gone into production yet, or well, pre-production. We are looking for a pregnant woman. So the unfortunate thing about pregnant women is at some point you're not pregnant. So it's all about timing. So
Right.
sometimes roles come up, but you're not pregnant.
I have to say something. I did shootings when I was pregnant. They really asked for my bump, and I was really actively pregnant and asked for be pregnant. So it's also maybe an answer for you. How many questions do you still want to take, Miranda?
So this is what I was going to ask, and it's maybe a question for 2454. What I would love to do is if we can copy all of those questions, and I think we have everybody's emails or WhatsApps or something, and I would love to just go through tomorrow morning. I'll do it, and I'll just respond to everybody's, and I'll just send it in one big message, if that's okay. Metha, are you still here? And is it possible we could do that?
Yes, Miranda, I'm now copying all the questions as you just said.
Okay, great. So you guys, just because of the essence of time, I will tomorrow morning answer each and every one of those questions as soon as Metha gets them to me. So I'm putting Metha on the hook for it. And we have you with PDF. I'll put in links. I'll put in whatever you need. So you get your last typing and questions in, and whatever I get tomorrow, I'll answer the best I can. Are we good? Let's do one more question, and then we'll say goodbye.
Okay, then I ask one question which is repeatedly asked about your classes. Are there any classes in Dubai or only in Abu Dhabi? And about the age limits, if minors can join or just adults?
Yep, so right now, obviously, again, with COVID, we've limited our classes and we're starting to do things digitally. Unless it's a special class, I generally don't teach anybody under the age of 8 years old. I have, but generally our workshops are 8+. We usually group them by age group. So to answer your question, yeah, minors can join. And when we go on tour, you know, we have a vaccine out, we have, you know, we know about social distancing and masks, and we have a little bit more information about this virus. And so hopefully by the time we hit probably summertime, I'll be able to go on tour. And so, yes, I would love to. I love kids. So 8 and up. Someone's trying to talk, but you're on mute. You've been muted. Sorry, you've been muted. Can you write it in the chat?
Would you be able to put the link in the web in the chat for the classes for the kids?
Sure. Well, why don't I? Well, they're not active yet because again of COVID. But what I'll do is you can go to. I'll do it right now. info@lbb-studios. Okay, that's, you can email, and then also if you're registered on Miranda Davidson Studios, you'll be in our mailing list, as well as keep an eye on lbb-studios.com. I'll write that again. Oops, I think I did it wrong. I put lab. Sorry, ignore that. There we go. And you can click on and register for whatever class you want there. But like I said, when we're going to start planning that tour, hopefully, barring COVID doesn't give us any more surprises. Okay, you guys, I think we're going to copy the rest of those questions, and I'll respond to them tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining, and really thank you guys for being active in the chat and connecting with each other. We were worried. We're like, are people going to be shy to chat? And that's really the most important thing, is building a community. And especially, I know, you know, and this goes in America as well, challenges, not everyone is keen on the movie business. You know, I was saying to someone, if you're not a doctor, but you can go into a hospital and see what a doctor does. You're not an electrician, but an electrician comes to your house and you see what an electrician does. The only time anyone gets to see what filmmakers do is if you work in filmmaking. Otherwise, the consumer experience is just in the theater. So I know for a lot of people, the film business seems like this big mystery. And so we're trying to demystify it and create, you know, be a part of that community and helping you guys out.
Thank you so much, Miranda.
Thank you. Thank you guys, really, thank you. And I'll get your questions tomorrow.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much.